Hey traders, I hope you're all doing well. So I just want to give you a very quick update on natural gas, gold, and crude oil. So let's start with natural gas here first. So here we can see the market push down, push back up in our zone and gave us this engulfing candle, bearish engulfer, a bearish sign. And according to that, if you know how I take my trades, and if you have been following me from last couple of months, you know I take one ATR if we get this type of entry reason from our zones. And according to that, the ATR of this candle is 22. And so the target would something like this to me, but that doesn't mean the market is completely bearish. We are still above 20 EMA on a daily time frame, and we do have another situation. Let me show you. We do have a pattern here which I've noticed. And let me show you the way I trade this pattern. I'm sure you have figured out by now. And as you can see, we have a left shoulder and then we have a formation of our head right here, and now the market is in process of forming a right shoulder. But let me show you the way I trade this pattern by go back in the replay mode. So the way I do, so once I see the formation of the left shoulder, I mark my termination zone just to prepare myself. If we get this pattern, we can enter accordingly. So the way I prepare myself is I mark my termination zone something like this from my left shoulder to the highest wick of the pattern, which is right here, and from the start of the shoulder from this candle, which is right here, and the top wick is right here. So now we have a formation of left shoulder, and now we have 1 2 3 move broken below this previous low, formation of head. And at this point, I want to see a market to push up in this zone. And then I want to see a market to come back, retest over left shoulder right here. If we get a retest like this, if we get a retest, not breaking and closing below this head, then we have a valid pattern. So let's see how the price action works. Let me mark my rejection zone here. So this is our zone right here. So now, as you know, I want to see a retest of my neck of this pattern and not closing above that. So in this case, we have not closed above this previous wick. Now I want to see another retest back to our left shoulder. So once we get a retest, and the price should not move down and touch this wick. If we have a touch of this wick, then in that case that would be invalid head and shoulder pattern. That will be a more of a double bottom. So let's see what price does right here. So this is the current price, and here you can see we got a retest of our left shoulder, not going below here the neck of the head of the pattern, making this a valid inverted head and shoulder pattern. So now the way I enter the trades like that, I want to see a bullish engulfer, something like that. If you get a bullish candle here, this is the most aggressive way to enter, or get a pin bar like this, a 382 candle or a 25% candle, something like this, then that is a possible bullish sign. Or the less aggressive way to enter is the break of this termination zone, this pink box. Once we have a break of this box, we can enter our trades from here, and the target will be 180R or 1.4 to 1 risk to reward ratio. So now we are getting this pattern, and this is the way I take my head and shoulder trades. We do not have an entry at this point, but we prepare ourselves. If we get an entry, we know that this is the valid pattern. So that's what I'm looking for. Natural gas, once we have a good entry reason, then we can enter long trades. And at this point, I'm not selling. We do have this engulfing pattern, but we do have this head and shoulder pattern as well. That is why I will be cautious to take my short entries until we are broken below 50 EMA completely, and then this previous low. So right here on Ovanda is a similar situation. Nothing changed, similar pattern. So just want to go back and check the currency.com. Same thing. Nothing has changed here. Just look for the good entry reason. Let's check gold. Right here, gold, as you can see, I've mentioned yesterday, our take profit has been hit here, and now market is pushing up. We still have a room for the market to hit 1872. Once we hit 1872, then I will go for short trades with a good entry reason or with a double top pattern. Whatever I get, I will check that and I will update you guys accordingly. So we still have a room to hit this zone. Keep an eye here, not selling at this point until we hit this zone completely. So on crude oil, here you can see we have a similar condition. as natural gas. We have a formation of shoulder. Now, this is my termination zone right here. So now I want to see a retest of this left shoulder with another candle, something like this. Once we have a retest, it can go down, but it cannot go down till the head of this pattern. So I want to see a retest here. So once we have a retest, I will look for a bullish candle from here as a 382 candle or an engulfing candle. Take my long trades from here, or the less aggressive way is to wait for the break of the termination zones, which is here. Once we have a break of that, that is also a buying reason with a good bullish engulfing pattern. So this is what I'm looking at crude oil. Just keep an eye. If we have a formation of right shoulder, then we can look for a good entry reason, and I'll update you guys accordingly. So that's all for now, guys. Any questions, buzz me on Instagram. I'll get back to you ASAP. Hope you trade green rest of the week. See you guys in the next video. Take care.